name's Alan Thompson, and I work at BBC Radio Wales.
Fabulous.
I've got all these questions to ask this fantastic singer-songwriter. I got his life story here. This guy, he's been all over the place. David Kirton. Listening to the evening show here on BBC Radio Wales with me, Alan Thompson. Music with a difference on the programme tonight, all the way from Barbados. David Kirton is a performer whose music transcends his native Caribbean. It's taken him right across the world. He's playing songs from his brand new album, which is called Time for Change, on the programme tonight. And the song that we just heard there was called Free to Fly. And I've got loads of questions to ask David Kirton. Good evening to you, David.
Wow, hello, Alan.
Thank you.
Listeners.
Do you like that introduction? That was good, wasn't it?
Oh, excellent.
It's all there. It's all there. Tell me about the song, great song that we just heard there, Free to Fly.
Free to Fly. Wow, it set me free. Well, actually, I was on this, you could call it a sabbatical.
Yeah.
On the east coast of Barbados, a place called Bathsheba. Really lovely vibe there, nice and quiet, all hilly and mountainous. And I've been sent there by management to write songs for my album. So, I wake up all kind of nervous, like, oh boy, got 2 weeks to come up with something really good. So I open my back door, still scratching my head, and this little bird just flies down and kind of plops like a couple feet from me, and I notice it, and then it flies off up to a tree somewhere, and he's doing his thing.
Yeah.
And I just thought about it for a second. It grabbed me, and I said, wow, little bird, got his wings, and he's gonna fly and get what he wants.
Yeah.
And suddenly I thought, wow, that's how I should approach what I'm doing. Just, feel free to fly. I was like, wow, that sounds like a good title. And I kind of started the idea from there for the song. And I just went with it, like, okay, what's important to me, and how do I get there? And, and just thinking of everything, and the lines like, be careful what you wish for, you just might get it. Yeah. So there I was, okay.
So that song came up, you seeing that bird.
Yeah.
How long after that did the song take to write and complete? Did it just flourish?
I would say maybe like within 3 weeks we had it done, and I did some co-writing on that one with Van Gibbs, who happens to be the father of Salam Remy, very well known in the UK. He worked on that great album by Amy Winehouse. Yeah. So we sat and we worked together, and there we go. Free to Fly was made.
You're playing 3 songs for us in session tonight. It's you and who was that other guy?
Andre Johnson.
Who's Andre Johnson?
Andre Johnson. He's
Who's
like
this guy?
My close friend. We call him brother. And he's like my musical director when I'm out with the band. And, I go up to California and sit with him ever so often. We write songs together, we work together, and so we've come up with this idea, hey, let's take our 2 acoustic guitars and just move with them, and we
travel
can do
around
our
the world.
live thing, and it's been working for us. Back at me, so I didn't want to refine myself to just one kind of feel, so I would just let the songs, fill me up and become what they wanted to.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, it all comes down to songs, really,
correct.
Yeah.
And that's me. I love song writing, I love lyrics to be meaningful and that kind of thing.
You made mention. What's the music scene like in Barbados? You say you grew up there, obviously.
Yeah, I still live there.
Is there a thriving scene now? Or did you?
Yeah, it's actually very busy there. Since Rihanna.
Oh yeah.
Now everybody is like, okay, we're going for the top. So now it's like really amazing. It's so different to when I was starting out, where people would say, you sure this music thing's going to work out?
Yeah. Now it's time for change.
That's right.
So that implies that it is time for change. It's moving on album. You thought about
that
it,
was how I felt when I was doing this album.
It's
like
we
had always heard the phrase, okay, 3rd album, that defines your career, whether you're going to make or break. So when I reached this stage, I was like, okay, this is my 3rd album. This has got to do it for me. Until then, I had been more kind of thinking, well, I had to go the reggae route, And then my 2nd album I recorded in Jamaica with a great producer, Mikey Bennett. But the 3rd one, I was back home, and I just wanted it to really be based in Barbados, come right out of Barbados, and bring different things for me.
Yeah.
And so it was like, time for change, and that song just started from there, and then that was the title track for the album.
And you say it's a make or break situation with the third album. I guess that's.
I don't know if that's true, but
well, I guess that's a pressure on you as well.
Correct. So it felt like that. So when I did that Free to Fly song, remember, that's how I felt. It was like, okay, I gotta come up with a really good album now. How do you do this?
But you have, and you're pleased with it, obviously.
Yeah, I'm very pleased. I'm very pleased, and it made me anxious to even go beyond that. You know, it's like, wait, I got the third album. Okay, I feel now like I can keep going.
Yeah,
keep going. So I already writing new songs for my
for the
2009 album.
For the fourth album.
Yeah, you know, and I do a lot of writing on guitar.
Yeah.
And I've been actually getting on the keyboards this time. So you know, I want to just embrace any musical vibe that is in me and bring it out there.
You're clearly very passionate about music.
Very.
You don't always find with singers, really. I mean, I always hope that they're passionate about music and don't just want to be famous, which in this culture, in this country these days, isn't always the case. But you're clearly very passionate about songs.
And I guess coming up through the years, I got a lot of good advice from folks that I took seriously and realized it's like, well, if you're getting into this for just the money and the fame, forget it.
Yeah, the last 2 minutes.
And I would listen to things like, what are they saying? Things like, enjoy the journey from the start. The simplest things we do, I would be like, okay, this is it.
Yeah,
you know, not just looking for some distant, wow, one day I'll make $1 million and then I'll feel good. No, so I become really passionate about doing it, and you know, I go into thoughts like, well, why am I doing this, and why would somebody want to even hear what I had to say, and all that helped to actually bring out songs and make me like go back in life and think about, well, how did I come to where I am? And
it's a journey, isn't it? It's all about a journey.
But then when I heard about Bob Marley, I was like, wait, you know, it's like small island, this guy come out and he's gone totally international, and a lot of things he was kind of singing about and things I could see around me and even in my country, Barbados. So that was like a wow. You know, here's a direction.
Yeah.
And you know, it was kind of showing me, well, what you could do with music besides just try to make a fancy dance song or something. Sure. It was like, okay, a lot of people were so curious to hear what he had to say, and images were always something from our area. So it's like, okay, that's what people enjoy hearing. Like, what is life like where we come from?
Yeah.
You know, so it gave me a lot of direction.
Absolutely. Various concerts. You played one at the Royal Horticultural Society at the Chelsea Flower Show.
That was really interesting. Even
That's
when
different.
I came,
that
I
is
was
different.
like, are you sure this kind of gig we should do?
How did you get?
And we stood there in front of the beautiful flower display, all the old ladies from Barbados who grew their own flowers and brought them all up. And I'm like, okay, I'll stand here and represent y'all too. And I realized, because we, as I say in my song Green Camouflage, we are some of the most peaceful people I know here. So when I see war and things in other countries, it definitely affects me, and I wonder how do they get to those situations. So
okay, well,
I'm starting to want to share our experience of how we keep peaceful.
Okay, tell me about the song. That's what we're going to get now. Green Camouflage.
Green Camouflage.
Was it written quickly? Or was
green. Well, you can't wear camouflage in Barbados without a police officer or so coming and telling you, okay, you can't wear this here. It's illegal. And they even sent it out on the tourism pamphlets and things.
Really?
But in my travels, especially in the reggae community, I'd always get these gifts of like T-shirts from festivals and things. And of course, they would be in the camouflage.
Yeah.
So I'd be going home with these things, like hiding them in my suitcase everywhere. And I'm like, but why? You know, it's like, it's just a shirt. Like, why? You know, and you start wondering about, well, how did this law even come up? But then a lot of war scenes been on the news recently, of course, and then I realized, wow, the camouflage color is almost changing because of where the wars are being fought now, in neighborhoods and streets. So there came my idea, well, give me the green camouflage, but for a peace march. Give me the green camouflage for my peace